Let me ask you something before we get started. If I handed you a list of New Jersey communities and told you to find the one with the top-ranked school district, near zero violent crime, a median household income approaching $225,000, and homes that go under contract in under 3 weeks, would Belle Mead have made that list? Probably not. Most people haven't even heard of it. Here's what's actually going on. Belle Mead is not a separate town. It doesn't have its own mayor or municipal building. It's one of several hamlets inside Montgomery Township, Somerset County. 32 square mile community positioned between Princeton and the open farmland of central New Jersey. Quiet on the surface, ferociously competitive underneath. As of April 2026, the median single-family home in Montgomery Township is selling for $955,000. And homes here are still receiving 103.2% of list price. Inventory is tight. Buyers are competing. If you're thinking about relocating here, you cannot afford to show up uninformed. This video is that information. I'm Jan Michael with the JMR team at Real Broker. Somerset County is our market. In this video, I'm covering 7 things that actually determine whether Belle Mead and Montgomery Township belong on your relocation list. The housing market, the schools, the community, demographics, crime and safety, the commute reality, the lifestyle, and the local economy. Every data point I share is sourced. Citations are on screen and in the description below. No filler, no vague generalities. By the end of this, you'll have a clearer picture of this market than most people who already live here. Let's start with the housing market, because for most of you watching, this is the deciding factor. The April 2026 local market update from New Jersey Realtors and ShowingTime Plus, official MLS data sourced directly from multiple listing service, shows the Montgomery Township single-family median at $955,080. Year to date through April 2026, the median sits at $953,000, up 3.6% from the same time period in 2025. Now, here's what the price alone doesn't tell you. Supply is the real story. Montgomery Township has just 35 active single-family listings right now. That gives the market 2.8 months of supply. A balanced market sits at 5 to 6 months. Anything under 3, buyers are competing. Homes are selling at 103.2% of list price on average, meaning a $1 million listing, buyers are typically walking away with closer to $32,000. Buyers are not just competing, they are paying a premium to win. Zoom into Belle Mead specifically, and it gets tighter still. According to Redfin, the Belle Mead market is, quote, very competitive. Homes draw multiple offers, contingencies are frequently waived, and depending sits around 19. Average sale prices in Belle Mead over the trailing year are reported above $850,000. What this means practically: get fully pre-approved before you start touring. Not pre-qualified, pre-approved. When the right home comes up, you need to make a decision in 48 hours, not 48 days. This is a market where preparation is not optional. It is the difference between winning and losing the home you actually want. Montgomery Township School District ranks 28th out of 243 New Jersey school districts. That puts it in the top 12% statewide and 3rd in Somerset County. The overall grade from Niche's 2026 rankings is an A. The district serves about 400,529 students across pre-K through 12, with a 15-to-1 student-teacher ratio. State proficiency scores show 68% of students at or above the standard in math and 72% in reading. What makes this district stand out even within that top-tier group is consistency across grade levels. From elementary through upper middle school, the academic culture is coherent and demanding. The enrichment program at the middle school level would qualify as advanced coursework in most other districts, and the community investment in that culture runs deep. Parent engagement here is not a checkbox. It is a defining characteristic of the schools. In September 2024, the U.S. Department of Education named Montgomery Upper Middle School a 2024 National Blue Ribbon School. That's one of 356 schools nationally, and just 11 in all of New Jersey to receive that honor. This is a federal recognition of demonstrated academic excellence, confirmed on the Department of Education's official National Blue Ribbon Schools website. If schools are your primary driver for the move, and for many families, they absolutely are, Montgomery Township delivers at a level very few communities in New Jersey can match. This is not a marketing claim. It is a federal designation backed by performance data. Thinking about relocating to New Jersey? Well, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it down below, from top employers to the best hospitals and a boatload of other things that you need to know before making the move. The best part is, this guide's 100% free. That's right. You heard me right. 100% free. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. According to 2024 American Community Survey data compiled by Data USA, the median household income in Belle Meade is $223,250. The national median is approximately $78,500. Typical American household earns. The poverty rate is 3.25%. Compare that to the national rate of 12.5%, and 99.4% of residents carry health insurance. Employment sectors are computer and mathematical occupations, management and professional and scientific services, driven heavily by the pharma, finance, and tech industries that anchor this corridor. What that translates to in daily life is a community of long-term invested residents, well-maintained streets, active school parent organizations, and neighbors who have typically made deliberate choices to be here and plan to stay. One figure worth highlighting, 35.8% of Belle Meade workers were working from home as of 2024. That is a substantial share. Has meaningfully added resilience to local property values and demand. When your residents do not need to commute every day, the calculus around suburban living shifts. Communities like Belle Meade become a premium choice, not a compromise. According to Niche's 2026 crime data, which draws from FBI crime statistics, Montgomery Township's assault rate is 20.5 incidents per 100,000 residents. The national average is 282.7. That is 93% below the national norm. Robbery sits at 8.2 per 100,000 versus a national rate of 135.5. Reported murders in the measured period, 0. Property crime is similarly low, theft at 267 per 100,000 against a national 2,042. In resident surveys on the same platform, 80% of respondents say they feel very safe with no concerns, and another 20% say pretty safe. 0 respondents reported feeling unsafe. These numbers do not happen by accident. They reflect a high-income, education-oriented population, a consistent local law enforcement presence, and a community genuinely committed to staying here for the long term. For families relocating from denser urban environments, this is frequently the shift that surprises people most after moving in. Not just the statistics, but the felt sense of safety in daily life. People leave doors unlocked. Kids have room to move independently. That is a real quality of life difference that data can point to, but doesn't fully capture. The good news is that Montgomery Township has real transportation infrastructure. The township's official public transportation page lists New Jersey Transit bus route 605 running daily between Montgomery and the Princeton-Lawrenceville corridor. Coach USA commuter bus service to New York City departs from Hillsborough Promenade. New Jersey Transit rail access runs through Princeton Junction, the Dinky, connecting to Newark Penn Station. Somerville Station, rail service. And Amtrak for longer routes. Now, the honest reality. Most Belle Meade residents drive. The 2024 American Community Survey data shows 47.5% of workers drove alone to their jobs, and 35.8% worked entirely from home. If you are planning a daily Midtown Manhattan transit commute, you need to build in door-to-door time that is realistically closer to 90 minutes each way. Princeton by car is a different story. 15 to 20 minutes. New Brunswick and the Route 1 corridor are about 30 minutes. Philadelphia is roughly an hour south, depending on where you are going. The people this community works for best for professionals commuting within the Princeton to Central New Jersey corridor, remote workers who value space and community over walkability, and hybrid schedules where the long haul days are manageable because they're not every day. If your situation fits one of those profiles, the lifestyles you get in return for the distance more than justifies it. If If you need to be in Midtown 5 days a week, I'd encourage you to look at towns closer to a mainline rail station, and I can point you towards those too. Factor 6, the lifestyle. Montgomery Township has permanently protected 1/3 of its total land area as open space and farmland, not set aside for eventual development. Permanently protected through conservation easements, the New Jersey State Green Acres Program, and a dedicated open space tax. What that means in practice is trails through preserved woodlands, working farms visible from residential streets, clean waterways, and roads that look genuinely rural in stretches. This is not a township that puts green space in its brochures. It's one that has legally locked in for the next generation of residents. The geography earns its keep too. You are 6 miles from Princeton, which means access to some of the best dining, arts programming, and intellectual energy in the state without paying Princeton borough prices or navigating Princeton borough parking on a Saturday night. Routes 202 and 206 handle your everyday retail, grocery, and services. For travel, Philadelphia International and Newark Liberty are roughly equidistant to the south and north. And the Parks and Recreation Department runs a full community calendar year-round, youth sports, adult fitness programs, senior services, reflecting the kind of municipal investment you see in places where residents genuinely intend to stay. Factor 7, the local economy. Somerset County's unemployment rate as of March 2026 is 4.1%. Per the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, pulling directly from U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics data, updated May 19th, 2026. That rate is consistently among the lowest in New Jersey. The reason this county holds up economically is structural, not just cyclical. The employer base is anchored by major pharmaceutical and life sciences companies, financial services firms, and the research and education ecosystem around Princeton University. These are industries that contract in downturns, but they do not disappear. When you purchase a home in Montgomery Township, you are buying into an economy with a multi-decade track record of resilience. That stability flows directly into property values, into school funding, and into the quality of life of everything from municipal services to road maintenance. It is the compound result of smart land use, high human capital, and geography that keeps attracting the kinds of employers who pay well and stay. Let's come back to where we started. I asked whether Belle Meade would have made your list. Now you have the data. A school district ranked in the top 12% New Jersey with a federally recognized blue ribbon school. Violent crime rates more than 90% below the national average. A median household income of $223,000. That tells you this is a community of people who have chosen to be here and plan to stay. A housing market with consistent appreciation and 2.8 months of supply. A short-term challenge for buyers, but a long-term asset for owners. 1/3 of the township legally locked as open space, and a regional economy with the structural strength to weather what most markets cannot. The honest trade-offs are real, and I want to name them. You're not finding a starter home here for $400,000. A daily Manhattan transit commute takes planning and patience, and this market moves fast enough that you have to show up fully prepared, not just curious. But for the family that has made schools and safety their priority, the remote professional who wants space and genuine community, or the buyer relocating into the Princeton corridor for work, this is one of the most defensible places in all of New Jersey to put down roots.
Hey guys, it's Jan. As much as I love making these videos, there's one thing I love more, and that's helping families and people from all over the US make the move here to New Jersey. I've helped countless families make the move. So whether you're coming out next week or next month or even next year, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is right here on the screen and linked in the description in case you missed the on-screen pop-up. I look forward to helping you and your family make the move to New Jersey.
If you've made it this far, you are serious about this decision, and it deserves more than a quick search. Drop your questions in the comments below. I read every single one, and I respond to as many as I can. If you want our free Somerset County relocation guide, neighborhood breakdowns, school zone maps, what the buying process actually looks like in this market right now, the link is in the description. It is the same resource we hand every client we work with, and it costs you nothing. If this video gave you real information you couldn't find elsewhere, please hit the like button. It helps other people doing the same research find this content, instead of the generic stuff that doesn't actually tell them anything. And subscribe if you want this level of detail on Somerset County and Central New Jersey real estate. We publish consistently and we bring the data every time. If you're ready to have a real conversation about whether Belle Meade or Skillman or Montgomery Township makes sense for your move, reach out directly. Contact information is in the description. We work with buyers from early research all the way through closing, and we know this market as well as anyone. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your search, and I hope to see you in Somerset County.